everyone.
Hi.
Hi, Addie.
My name is Abbey Anderson, and the scene you're about to see is Daddy Longlegs, book by John Caird, and music and lyrics by Paul Gordon. For Jerusha, we have Maya Williams and Jervis as Daniel Burneson. Please enjoy.
May 10th.
Dear Daddy Longlegs, have you ever seen this college? It is a heavenly spot in May. All the shrubs are in blossom, and the trees are dressed in their loveliest young green, and the grass is dotted with yellow dandelions and hundreds of girls in blue and white and pink dresses. And, oh Daddy, what a day we've had today. A strange man was spotted on campus. Nobody knew who he was at first. Humanity here is so exclusively female that any unknown male specimen is practically a scandal.
The man in question is a Mr. Jervis Pendleton.
Of the house of Julia.
Her uncle, in short.
Or in long, I should say. He's as tall as you, Daddy.
Being in town on business, he decided to ride out to the college and call on his niece.
He's her father's youngest brother, but she doesn't know him very intimately. It seems he glanced at Julia as a baby, decided he didn't like her, and has never noticed her since.
Julia and Sally had classes they just couldn't cut.
So she begged me to look after him for the afternoon. I said I would, though my heart sank because I don't care much for Pendletons. Anyway, it turns out that he's as sweet as a lamb. He's a real human being, not a Pendleton at all. Sweet dark face, and the funniest ugly smile that never quite looks like it just wrinkles on the corner of his mouth. He reminds me of you in much younger days. Softly, eccentric, and set in his ways. He reminds me of you. It's funny, and yet, how can he really remind me of someone that I've never met? And please, I wish you and I could be friends. Wouldn't that be a lovely surprise? 'Cause he is how sweet to be writing to you. If I knew the color of your eyes.
We went for tea at an outdoor cafe.
Oh, and his eyes are both blue, by the way.
We talked and we talked. You should have been there.
And then he went on about Melville and Whitman. I'm floating on air, and P.S. I blushed when he offered his arm, and we walked under fair-weathered skies. And
Oh, how I wish.
and I knew the color of your eyes. He made it seem like I've known him from long ago. Left at my chest, though they scarcely seemed to ever fall. Feeling more like a girl and less like a child.
Suddenly I'm all grown up.
Oh, what a man, I'll never forget. But really the only man I've ever met. Then he took the train, and I heaved a sigh. And Julia got angry, 'cause he left without even saying goodbye. And looked in the mirror this morning and saw a perfectly new dimple that wasn't there before. It's very curious. Where do you think it came from?
PPPS. All through the day yesterday, Mr. Pendleton looked at me as if he really knew me. Almost better than I know myself.
But he doesn't know anything about me, really. You're the only man who knows me. Even if I don't know you at all.
Mr. Jervis Pendleton is a puzzle, and that's a fact.
He seems so sophisticated and assured. A proper Pendleton.
But when he laughs, he seems like a little boy. Not a Pendleton at all.
But then he gets embarrassed that he's let himself be young. And he hides inside his older self again. What shall we think of Mr. Pendleton?
I see my name upon the page. She writes of me in such detail. Am I just fostering her education? Or reading someone else's mail? I know things I shouldn't know. It isn't fair what I have done. But I can't help myself. She's so enthralling. And so I read another one. And I scarcely can believe it, 'cause she will never be like other girls. Settle for less like other girls. Be invasive or conniving or a damsel in distress. Like other girls. Like other girls. Like other girls.
Lock Willow.
June 16th.
Oh, Daddy, happy day. I'm here. I'm on a farm.
And it's heavenly.
The house is square and old.
About 100 years or so.
It sits on the top of a hill.
Surrounded by hemlocks
And maples.
and murmuring pines.
And looks way off over miles of green ridges to another line of hills.
The land is owned by Mr. and Mrs. Semple, who farm the land along with a hired girl called Carrie and 2 hired men, a Maasai and old Ira Hatch. Last night for supper, we had ham and eggs and jelly cake and pie and pickles and cheese and cups of tea.
I confidently expect to become very fat.
My room is big and square and empty, with adorable old-fashioned furniture and windows that have to be propped up on sticks.
And a large pine table. I'm going to spend the summer with my elbows spread out on it, writing a novel.
June
30th.
Dear Daddy, Sundays in Lock Willow have proven to be a real test of character, but today was the worst by far.
We hitched up the wagon and drove down to church, where the minister encouraged us to abandon all thoughts of earthly joy for fear of eternal hellfire.
I find it isn't safe to discuss religion with the Semples.
Their God, whom they inherited from their remote Puritan ancestors, is a narrow, mean, unjust, revengeful, bigoted person. Thank heaven I didn't inherit my God from anybody. I'm free to make mine up as I wish him. He's kind and sympathetic and imaginative and forgiving and understanding. And he has a sense of humor.
I like the Semples immensely, but they are better than their own God. I told them so, and they think I'm blasphemous.
I think they are.
We came home from church in a resentful silence.
When we got back to the farm, we found that Buttercup, one of the cows, had gotten into the orchard last night and eaten dozens of apples until they went to her head. Now she's dead drunk. And it's really all my fault. I was the one who left the gate open.
And this afternoon, I was fetching eggs in the hayloft when I tripped on a beam, cut my knee on a pitchfork,
and broke every egg in my basket.
I ran back to the house and slipped in a mess by the farmyard gate.
I was wearing my best Sunday shoes, the ones you bought me, and they'll never be the same again.
Did you ever hear such a discouraging series of events?
I didn't get to work on my novel until halfway through the afternoon. When I finally got back to my table, I had such a nice surprise.
There in the middle of the page was the biggest, most beautiful daddy longlegs I've ever seen. I mean a real one, Daddy, of the 8-legged sort. I picked him up very carefully by one leg and dropped him out the window. He floated on the wind like a feather and landed gently on a clump of honeysuckle.
As I watched him go, I thought about today. You know, Daddy, it isn't the big troubles in life that require character. Anyone can rise to a crisis and face a crushing tragedy with courage, but to meet the petty hazards of the day with a laugh, I really think that requires spirit. I've discovered the secret of happiness is learning how to glide. I've discovered the secret of happiness is just enjoy the ride. Don't let the journey be tainted by pride. And I've discovered the secret of happiness is not to mourn the past. I've discovered the secret of happiness is not to run too fast. You can still beat them by coming in last. The secret of happiness is, I've discovered, the secret of happiness is not to be afraid. I've discovered, the secret of happiness is all illusions fade. Don't fear the future, you'll just be delayed, 'cause the secret of happiness is living in the now. Living in the time it takes to blink, I think is how we're meant to be living. I've discovered the secret of happiness is following my will. I've discovered the secret of happiness is the we can run the hill. Happiness comes when we learn to be still, and
The secret of happiness is, the secret of happiness is clear. The secret of happiness is near.
The secret of happiness is here.
August 25th.
Dear Daddy Longlegs, you'll never guess who's arrived at Loch Willow.